everybody! Welcome, good evening. Welcome to a very cozy night live where I go off about the economy. Oh my god, I'm so mad about this rice thing. Tonight we're going to be talking exclusively about the fucking price of rice. I'm so mad that I have to talk about this, like legitimately. Like I really do not care about the price of rice, yet here we are. Hi guys! Hi guys! Hi Mai. Hi Sina! Hi Alisa! Sit a goal! Fuck. Goal. Okay, there we go. Let's do 5. We're gonna be chill tonight. Thank God someone has a brain! Not me though. Yeah. Wait, 1 second guys, let me just set this goal. I'm so bad at being a streamer, it's disgusting. Done. Okay. As I was saying, I'm so mad that I have to talk about the fucking economy. I do not want to learn about the economy, and I hate that I've had to learn about the economy and workers' rights because I'm poor. Like, I don't want to learn about this. I want to learn about, like, jellyfish and lizards and frogs and shit, and I have to learn about the fucking economy and the price of rice. I'm mad. Hi guys, welcome. Before we talk about rice prices, I wanted to share some news. I said on the Discord already, but I got the job that I was applying for, so today is a good day. I'm really happy actually. Oh, Mai, arigato. Let's get this rolling. That's on the new job. Thank you, Mai, you're the best. Thank you. I actually have the fan, and Mai gifted me this fan for my birthday, and I decorated it. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it great? You're the best, Mai. Hi, Diego. Hi, Ari. Yahoo. So yeah. Finally, I will be working fully remote, and then I can just make a lot more content when I'm not constantly sick, because like every other month I've had some awful sickness. I just got over a cold, and if I have a cold I can't make any content because my voice doesn't work. And in general, I think I just got sick of it. I don't know if it's just my ADHD, you know, like it constantly wants something new, but I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So luckily I had a job interview and I got it, so I'm happy. It says bias. Wait, don't say yeah, it says bias. Can't read. This is my bias. Thank you. Hassan-chan. Hi. Nanigaski. A decent living fucking wage. So yeah, the amount of money I'm earning will go up, but that's because I will be working full-time from now, but it will be remote. So I don't know if it actually works out to me working less, because I don't have to ride the train for fucking 2 hours a day now, so that's good. I'm so sick of riding the train, dear God. And I just want to be at home, and I want to spend more time with my cats, and I want to work on my art and do 3D printing. And my friend gave me some filaments, just like the end part of their roll, and I had enough white filament to make this new thing. I made this. I want more white filament. White filament's the best, but I'll wait till I get paid. But it came out pretty good actually. This is like the one thing I'm like, oh, I think I could maybe sell one of these. So yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. How is everyone doing this evening? Oh my god, Mai! Ah, Mai! Thank you! You're the best. Mai's happy that I decorated the fan so cutely. Mai! Why won't it let me heart this? I don't really know how the new membership system works. Oh, you're the best. Mai! Thank you. Is it because I'm especially milfy today? I put this top on and I'm like, yeah, this is a milfy top. I feel like this is what males should wear. I need to look especially milfy if we're going to be talking about the economy. Holy hell. So yes, today we'll be discussing the economy, because if you guys have me on Twitter, you probably saw it, but there's this I would say like journalist, like a Twitter journalist. I like his post though. His name's Jeffrey, and he posted just about news. And he often posts news about like stuff that Japanese celebrities say that's normally wild and like xenophobic. There's been a few. Recently, Gact said that he something like they shouldn't let in any foreigners. And any more foreigners. So yeah, Gact said a lot of like anti-immigrant stuff, which is hilarious because Gact actually lived in Malaysia where he was avoiding taxes. And then another really disappointing figure was Keisuke Honda. And I really looked up to Honda because like I'm British, so I like football, and he speaks English well because he plays overseas, so he speaks English well. And I thought he was a good role model for like Japanese kids to look up to because he was like active in charity work, he spoke English. It was like, oh, if I want to be like Honda, I should learn English so I can travel overseas, blah 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 blah. But then Honda made a tweet and said that he believes that foreigners shouldn't be allowed to own land in Japan, which was wild, like absolutely fucking wild. Because on one hand, and like the tweet, oh, you can see my cat, like the tweet that's coming up now that I will read, I understand part of what they're saying, and I think the problem with Keisuke Honda is like what he's addressing, and it's a good point, is that there is a lot of companies, and like mostly like Chinese companies, that are buying up loads of land and buildings and turning them to hotels and Airbnbs, and it means that regular people can't afford housing. That's a big problem. Framing it as foreigners shouldn't be able to buy property is wild. Like, considering, and I remember I tweeted about this at the time, and that tweet got traction too, because I had a look online, and Keisuke Honda owned a bunch of property when he lived in Milan. Like, he owned some houses there. So he clearly doesn't fucking care about him owning, or like Japanese people owning property overseas. Interesting. Let me go back to the comments, sorry. You can't heart memberships, I don't know why. Yeah, they need to fix that, what the fuck? Currently watching you while on my walk. Yes, good for your mental health. I don't like Gag. There's rumors he was a bad husband to Yumi. Yeah, I guarantee he was a bad husband. Gag was in trouble for beating up a hostess for a while, but I think it was eventually settled in court. But apparently he beat up a hostess in his car. And that was news. Like, that was, I think it was right before I moved to Japan. So I think this was probably like 11 years ago. Can you vote as a foreigner after a certain amount of time? You can if you have permanent residency. I think you can vote. So I can't vote. I can see non-residents not being allowed, not foreigners. Yeah, like, I think that, first of all, corporations shouldn't be able to mass buy property unless they're able to like prove what they're going to do to that property. Like, a big problem again is like Chinese corporations buying up a lot of property and then like kind of leaving it and not doing anything with it. That I can see as a problem. But again, there is a difference between that and me buying a house, and it's in the fucking nuance. And when you are an influencer or a celebrity like Act, you need to be careful with what you're saying. Like, you have a platform. Like, you, even if you don't mean to be, if you start spreading anti-foreign sentiment, then like, that's on you. Like, if that could eventually lead to like a hate crime, do you know what I'm saying? Cognitive dissonance, there is. Hi, Sina said, there are lots of Chinese people buying lots of land in Tokyo, but the issue is the hoarding of houses, not foreigner stuff. No, for real though. Like, that's a problem. And there are ways around that. Like, the government, maybe, if you are a foreigner buying property, they will ask you, what do you plan on doing with it? And if the answer isn't, it's a shop, or I'm living in it, or blah, 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 if the answer is like, this is my 8th holiday home, then maybe they should be able to decline you. But like, based off the fact that you're a foreigner, like, I don't know, just that way of thinking is, I understand where it's coming from, it's just you're thinking of it in like the complete wrong way. Alright, this EP is hitting hard. Now I'm gonna have to bow. Oyasumi! Enjoy riffing on the economy. We'll riff on the economy again. Darby said, is the whole discourse around foreigners with driver licenses causing issues. They completely ignore the fact that the elderly cause so many accidents. Oh my god, that's another thing. It's like they were saying about like foreigners driving. But there are so many accidents involving the elderly here and driving. And a lot of elderly hit children in their cars. So like that's the main issue. And like the amount of foreigners driving is so small. Alisa said there are enough houses for everyone in the US as well, but too many people, landlords, own it. That's the problem in Japan because like there is enough housing in Japan because there's so many like fucking IKEA, but like people all want to live in the city, and a lot of the cities owned a lot of like property and stuff like that is now owned by Airbnb, and they're trying to ban Airbnb in Japan, and I think that would be great. Fucking hate Airbnb. I hate Airbnb so much. I'll explain why after. Darby, arigato! Alice reminded me this time, and not you, but thank you. I could not think by myself. Kay said, I visited Japan this time last year and didn't find it to be super unbearably crowded anywhere. Has it gotten busier or everyone more dramatic? I think certain parts are busy. Like if you go to like Asakusa or like Harajuku, unbearable. Like I personally don't want to go to Harajuku anymore. But like other parts are totally fine. Where I live personally isn't so crowded. Although there are parts that are really crowded. I think if you go to the tourist areas of any big city in the world, it's gonna be busy, right? So like it is what it is. But if you go to like, I don't know, for example, like if you love fashion, you don't have to go to Harajuku. You can go to like Koenji or somewhere. They need foreigners to drive the trucks. The Japanese to get real with this shit. Oh my god, for real. All Here's Me said, influencers really embody that with great power comes great responsibility speech. No, for real. Like the thing I'm about to read now is exactly that. Oh, and some East Asian travelers aren't coming because they think there's a disaster coming, so July should be a little more empty. Oh yeah, people think there's a big disaster happening, and also like Mount Fuji is supposed to erupt, so there's also that. So I think people are a bit wary about that. Megan Guest said, landlords obviously horrendous, but what's even worse are offshore landlords. My rent money is not even going back into the economy. Yeah, this is a big problem. Like, this is what needs to be regulated. Not even, oh, let's not let foreigners buy property. It's like just look at who's buying property, because it can still be like a Japanese person by nationality that doesn't live in Japan that's buying the property. Like, let's not look at it by race. Wild. Anyways, Toy on Trouble said you should just 3D print the perfect rich boyfriend. My printer isn't big enough for that, unfortunately. Yeah, in Finland they're going after some Airbnbs with accusing the owner of running an illegal hotel. Yeah, I fucking hate Airbnb, and I'll tell you why. I've stayed in a couple in Japan, right? Why is it that Airbnbs are almost the same price, sometimes more expensive than staying in a hotel? There's no like amenities. You have to clean and take out the trash yourself. I have to cook my own food. Like, I'm not seeing the upside to this. I stayed in one a few years ago and it was just awful. Like, we spent the whole time just like cleaning and cooking, and it's like, why am I doing that when I'm on holiday? Much rather stay in a hotel, sorry. Massive gains of capital gains and own assets. Yeah, for real. They need to just see, like, the problem isn't someone buying a house. Like, look at who's buying a lot of property and then just ask them what they're buying it for, and then make up rules for that. You know what I mean? It's like, not like, oh, fucking hell. It's like, this is what exactly what the government should be doing. Peepholes in Airbnb. Yeah, probably. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's read this tweet. Okay, so the voice actor who played a lot of big characters. Like, unfortunately, she played Lei from Evangelion. She plays Jessie from Pokemon. She's like the Japanese one. She played, I don't know, these are quite old characters. Hello Kitty, the penguin from Evangelion, and that bitch from One Piece with pink hair. She plays a lot of these really important characters. She, on her blog, her name is Hayashibara Megami. She has a blog, and on her blog she talked about trying to get her fans to vote the party in which doesn't really support foreigners, because she said that, like, she was talking a lot about foreign scholarships and that foreign tourists are rude, but the way she starts it, so, like, I have it here. The way it starts is no rice in Japan. That's how it starts. And the first part is obviously, like, she's saying that, like, foreign tourists are coming and eating all the rice. At one point, I will give her credit, she does mention that, like, she doesn't include residents in this, but when you lump, like, foreigners, or you just talk about foreigners, like, it's like, if people see me, they're not gonna think I'm a resident. Like, they're gonna think I'm a tourist. So, like, it doesn't, like, people are gonna think I'm a tourist regardless of what I do. And I posted about this yesterday, but the reason that there is no rice is the Japanese government. Like, big shocker. Then Airbnb used to be much cheaper. Yeah, like, most of those online services, like Uber Eats and, like, the taxi services, those kind of online app things, they always get more expensive, more than the thing it was supposed to, like, same with, like, Netflix and that kind of shit. Like, it was originally cheaper and they raise it, and that was more expensive than just, like, cable or whatever. Asina said, Japan still is taught a lot of its exceptionalism, and their national myth is still very strong, and they are very quick to blame foreigners. Whereas the West, a bit more people have deconstructed this view. Yeah, exactly. God, I love capitalism. Sorry for the lack of rice, I ate it all. Yeah, so basically, there's a video on this, which I might link in the Discord. It's on someone linked it in the Twitter post. And it's a video I actually did watch last week, so I think it's funny that this came up. But the problem with rice farming in Japan is that, one, climate change. And there was a bunch of, like, storms that made it too wet, or, like, there was droughts and stuff like that, where they, you know, like, to grow rice, the rain has to be kind of peaked. So that was a problem. The second is the way that the government regulates rice farming is really stupid. Like, it has to be, your rice farm has to be a certain size. It can't be too big. So that's a big problem, because, like, Japan's already really mountainous and there's not enough space. So, like, and then they're making it so your farm has to be really, really small. So because it's so small, it, like, you can't use any kind of, like, machinery. You have to mostly do it by hand. So a lot of rice farmers are picking rice by hand, which doesn't make you want to be a rice farmer, right, already. Next is there's all this also a regulation where if you own a farm, you can't just grow just rice. You have to grow something else, like, I don't know, like sweet potatoes, or, I don't know, cabbages or pineapples or some shit. Like, so I think in the video it said that a lot of rice farms grow pineapples. This was easy. So, like, now you already have a small farm, and now you can't even grow all rice on that. Now you have to grow something else. Growing rice is so different to growing any other produce. So, like, immediately you have to learn a whole new thing, and you have to have equipment for a whole new thing. So my want for being a rice farmer, the more you hear the job, the more it goes down and down and down. They also made it so, like, you can't be a full-time rice farmer. There's, like, a cap on hours, and then I think that the amount you get paid is quite low. So, like, you can't really make a living wage from being a rice farmer. So there's already, like, so many things that the government is specifically doing, which they say they're doing to stop the flooding of rice in the economy. So they're trying to keep the costs high. The issue with that is that there isn't enough fucking rice. So they have to import rice from Korea, and I'm not sure if they import from China, but I think maybe they do. So, yeah, they've made this, like, artificial lack of rice already. Like, the government has done this. And so that's why there's no rice. And then people are like, oh, it's because, like, foreigners are fucking eating it all. It's so annoying. Megan said, me inhaling all the rice. Jasmine rice and basmati rice are my favorite. What the hell? I would have thought they would be all for machinery. Like, I think they do have machinery, but because they're so small, it's just like a lot of them. I think the machinery doesn't even work because they have like, I don't know how to say it, but like, you know, like a combine harvester, but like the rice. I'm gonna assume there's a rice one of that because they're so small. It's like there's not even any point in using it. Growing rice and distant. Alisa said, I don't know when the rules originate from, but it feels like a holdover from olden times. The people who had the food had the power. Yeah, I think it really is. I think it's just like old rules, and Japan's very bureaucratic, and I think it takes a long time to change things. And you know, stuff like this, particularly when it's something like rice, which is so integral to Japanese culture, I don't think they want to change laws about that so like willy-nilly. So this is why. So that's the first part of her. This is only the first part. Her thing was super fucking long. I actually didn't read it all, so maybe we can read it all now. It's like well, this is the first part, and it's just like no rice in Japan. So immediately she's blaming foreigners for the lack of rice. When a quick Google search, like it's even on the Wikipedia page, if you Google about the rice production in Japan, it says like the regulations that Japan have put in and why like it makes it hard for rice farmers. Also, in the video it said, I think the average age of a rice farmer in Japan is 69 years old. Like, they're old. And of course, younger people don't want to farm rice, and particularly because of what the government is doing, they can't do it full time, and they don't earn much money. Like, what is the benefit of growing rice for them? Nothing. So like less and less people want to be rice farmers, so a lot of rice farms are closing because it's just not a popular job. And like they could get foreigners to do that job, probably. Like a lot of foreigners wouldn't mind being rice farmers in Japan, but they don't want to do that, so they don't want more foreigners here. So the rice farm's they're gonna close up. Okay, here's the next part. Wait, let me read the comments and we'll move on to like the next part. I don't like the Japanese stubby rice. I do like Japanese sticky rice, but like I like a lot of different kinds of rice, but I do like Japanese rice. Yeah, there are rice combines. I watched a small program about like, yeah, I would like, now I'm interested in rice production. I would like to see it. Sorry, my nose is running. I still have like the last part of my cold. I'm trying, my voice is honestly doing its best. Yeah, probably not worth investing in a harvester and selling out for your small rice paddy. Oh, that's exactly right. It's like if it's only a small piece of land, it's like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself, like by hand. What political news channels do you recommend for someone who wants to become more aware about politics? I would like to honestly know if anyone else has any recommendations, if you could put them in here. CCP News, Russian News. No. Because I watch Hassan Piker. I also watch John Oliver a lot, and I watch Jon Stewart, and a lot of like British news programs. I'm not sure if it's on anymore, but I used to watch like QI and stuff like that. They're pretty good. There's a lot, like England has a lot of really good political programs. And I watch Philip DeFranco. He says the news in quite an unbiased way, but he's also like a little bit left-leaning, so it's nice. Farmers' lives are rough, even if it's mechanized. Not for real. Like being a farmer it seems rough. It seems hard. That's why the government should be subsidizing them and giving them, like, raising their wages, not putting a cap or not reducing them. They need to fucking raise the wages of farmers, and they need to be giving them perks and benefits. Like, oh, if you're a rice farmer, then you can have this tax cut, or maybe you can have one of these every year, like blah blah blah. Give them some benefits. Sam Cedar. Yeah, Sam Cedar's good. I watch Sam Cedar sometimes. But yeah, John Oliver is very good. I'm really into Jon Stewart at the moment. I didn't like him at first, but now I like him quite a lot. Benny said, working in a bank, I finance a bunch of rice farmers in India. That's great. They're completely dependent on the government buying the rice and subsidizing them. Yeah, like I think that's just how it is. Like these days with farming, that's how it's going to be. Like the governments have to subsidize it because, and most people don't want to be farmers, and people in Japan are old in general, and most of the rice farmers are hella old. So we need to do something about that. And it is a symptom of Japan's own decrease in birth rate. This is also a problem, and that not just like the farming industry, but every industry is hit by this. But farming in particular, because it is so labor intensive. Oh yeah, Sam Cedar is awesome. Yeah, he's really, really good. There's a lot of good political shows and podcasters to watch. Jon Stewart's take on what fascism is and is not was really bad though. Oh, I'd like to see it. That's the thing, like, I don't watch them with like, this is the correct opinion. I watch lots of different shows, and I take, because like, you know, I'm really left-leaning, so like a lot of these political podcasts are not even left enough for me, so like I have to watch it and be like, oh, this is good, but I it's not enough for me. Hi, give me coffee. Yahoo. We're talking about the rice economy. Okay, so yeah, that was the first part about rice, right? She blames the rice shortage on foreigners. It's actually the Japanese government. Shocker. Then, the next part. Some international students receive subsidies for free, while Japanese students have to take out student loans, which means debt. This is the kind of distorted reality that things are leading to. We can't leave it up to others. We have to vote. We're at a point where saying whatever or it won't change just doesn't cut it anymore. If things keep going like this, Japan's unique qualities, our manners, our attitude to our technology, and maybe even anime as a form of free expression could all be lost. This is insane. Like, this doesn't immediately sound insane, but this is insane. Like, in the first part, right? Like, why do international students, they receive subsidies for free? Okay, first of all, I think, and you guys can read this and let me know, because I was thinking this last night. I think she thinks the Japanese government is paying foreign students to be in Japan, and that's not the case. Japan profits from international students so much. It is a business. It's like, some countries' governments will give them loans or subsidies or pay them to study in Japan. But it's only incredibly rich countries, like I think Sweden and maybe France. And that's their governments sending money to Japan. And that money is being used in Japan. So like, Japan should be very thankful that these governments are doing that, because that's money is being sent and used in Japan. I don't know if she thinks that like the Japanese government is paying for this. Like, this is what I think. Is it difficult to entice young people into farming? Are there any women in this field as well? The Tenchi Kaiwai girl I follow, the one that I think she even invented Tenchi Kaiwai, her name's Nuta, new_ta. She posts videos of herself doing farm work, which is really, really fun and interesting if you follow her on Instagram. Mussolini's family members still in Italian politics. They are. I was watching a video about that, how the people that are trying to be in power are even too fascist for Mussolini's granddaughter or whatever. Isa said, society's push away from farming being a decent job feels elitist. I don't know how to explain it, but it's tough work and you don't make much. But it's so important and yet looked so down on. That's so true. Hi, Joshu. Exactly, honestly. Farming is, and rice is the backbone of the Japanese lifestyle and culture. Like, we need rice here. So, like, I don't know why they're not paying rice farmers more money. Like, that's the first thing you should be paying for. Oki said, foreigners get support? No, my anime. Lots of countries can get the max scholarship from Japan. PhD level have a bit more options. It's very limited compared to Japanese only options. Or options that require a high level of understanding of Japanese culture. And Finland allows you to do that. Chidora said, oh, I meant, are there any female political influencers? I'm not sure, actually. There are a couple, like there's a Denims who is like friend, like part of Hassan's circle, but I watched some of her stuff, but she's just like, I don't know how to explain it. She's a bit like haphazard, or like she's like fighting with Ethan all the time. I don't want to see like petty like fighting. I need to see more of her political takes, and so far all I've seen is her say shit about Ethan Klein, so I'm not sure about her yet. Maybe I'm gonna watch a little bit more of her though. Anyway, she's a friend of mine. Riverboat Jack. Oh, I'll check her out. Okay, so here's the thing, right? She's like, back to this. She's like, oh, well, why do foreign students get to have subsidies, and why are they being paid to study? It's like, yeah, babes, you're so close. You're so close to getting it. Oh my god, like, you're right. There shouldn't be any student loan debt. You're right. The government, that's your government's fault. I don't know why this is in her I hate foreigners post. Like, this is the government again. I'm like one paragraph in, and two things that she's blaming on foreigners is her own government. And I don't understand why she's saying if this goes on, we'll lose anime. Like, I don't understand what what does that mean? Like, that part I don't understand. Then we'll read it all. Okay. In the midst of all this, there are some people staying at vacation rentals with no manners, foreign tourists who don't understand the idea of yielding, and even people who go so far as to scrape the bamboo in Kyoto. If we don't have regulations, and even if we don't properly enforce them, things could get bad. Like, I get that, like, some tourists are annoying, but fucking tourists are annoying in every country. Do you want tourism or not? Like, this is another thing that makes me really, really, really mad. There'll be, like, that video of that one tourist, or I don't think he was a tourist, but that guy who played the speaker on the train and was like bugging everyone, and everyone's like, this is why that we need to kick foreigners out of this country. It's like, look, on any given day in Japan, there is so many tourists, so many tourists, and like once every couple months, there'll be a video of, or like maybe even every week, there's a video of like a tourist is sitting somewhere they shouldn't be, or like doing something stupid or being noisy. It's like, okay, that's the outcome of tourism. Like, all these people come to your country and keeping your fucking economy afloat. Because I was here during the pandemic, as I'm sure a lot of people in this chat were. Harajuku completely closed down. A lot of different industries in Japan were just tanking, because a lot of industries in Japan are completely reliant on tourism, and Japan made such a huge effort for like Cool Japan and like getting all these tourists over, and now they're here, people are really fucking like rude to them. It's like, okay, tourists are annoying, but like, do you want money or not? Like, anyway. Boohoo, foreigners don't know how to sort garbage, and then teach them, damn it. This is it, exactly. There's not really, like, any signs about what we're supposed to do. They don't tell you anything on the plane over. Maybe, like the government should be doing something, like, give people a brochure. I don't know, and, like, if someone's doing something really bad in your hotel, you can probably charge them for it, but, like, I see a lot of Japanese people pissing up sakura trees when they're drunk and like spitting on the floor, and like, if you've ever taken a train in Japan after 8 p.m, there's men in the train throwing up and pissing and shitting themselves. Like, that's far worse than anything I've seen any foreigners do. A lot of people, Rose Emma said, what is Cool Japan? Cool Japan was an initiative that like Japan made to like draw tourists over. So they made a bunch of campaigns, and like they really promoted like Japanese fashion. And I actually worked for a lot of the campaigns where it was about like fashion and culture and art and blah 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 blah. So they did put all this money into luring over tourists. And now they fucking hate that they have so many tourists. It's like, what do you want? Simon said, Japan definitely has over-tourism problem in Kyoto, but then again, that's the government banking on it with low yen. This, though, if you want there to be less tourism, fix the fucking economy, because it's dirt cheap here now, because the yen is completely worthless. Like, everyone in Japan would be very, very thankful if the yen would be stronger, because then we would all be more financially stable. But instead, the economy and the yen is weak as fuck, so of course people are going to come over and treat it like Disneyland. That's why so many people are over here right now. Raspy said, doesn't Japan profit a lot from tourists? Especially right now, Japan needs tourism. Like, I don't know, what does Japan even, like, export? It's not rice, because we're fucking importing that. Then you have elderly in Japan who work 16 to 20 hours a day without retirement. No, for real though, that's a really big problem too. Scrogan, there's tourist. I think I said it to you, but I like the incentive to clean up and get rewarded for it, or get a free tour. That would be nice, actually. What are the political parties in Japan? There's a few, but honestly, I don't even know that much about the politics system in Japan, because the main one is like Jiminto, and Japan's pretty much a one-party system, so it's just that. There is a communist party, which I'm a little bit interested in, actually. It's not like communism that you might think. It's like their own version of it, but it's very, very interesting, of course, left-leaning. And of course, they have a bunch of parties, actually, but like, the main one is always Jiminto, usually. I think it's been Jiminto for like 52 years or something. Oh, I see. Thank you for explaining. I guess they were too successful. Yeah, I mean, cool Japan did great, because like tourism is very successful and there is over tourism, but like they need to think of ways to regulate that. Yeah, that's the main problem. Just like more regulation, maybe. Joshua said they have tiny fucking bins that don't fit all the rubbish, and then be like, ooh, the foreigners are putting too much trash in it. Yeah, and Japan has a lot of problems like that. Like, everyone would benefit. Like, this is the thing, is that people are like, oh, tourists, they're doing this. It's like, okay, but actually, the thing that they're doing that's annoying, like putting trash, that's because there aren't that many bins. And having more bins would actually benefit everyone. Like, a lot of these problems, it's affecting everyone. It's not just tourists. Okay, so let's keep reading this. The thing about anime, I still don't get. If anyone has any ideas about that, I really don't fucking understand. And then this part is highlighted, because this is the thing that she got like really under fire for. It'll be like how Japanese crayfish were instantly devoured by invasive species. So she's saying that like foreigners are an invasive species and Japanese people are somehow like crayfish. I honestly don't fucking know what to say at this point. Because she's talking about like Japan losing its culture, but if anything, like tourism, if it wasn't for tourism, like I spoke to this really, really old lady who worked in one of the oldest kimono houses in Japan. And I was actually modeling for her, and I asked her a little bit about like cultural appropriation and stuff like that. And she was like, blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, actually, we're almost going under, but if it wasn't for like people overseas buying kimono and us shipping them over, like we would have gone under a long time ago. And it's like the fact that like foreigners are interested in Japanese fashion and culture and all this stuff is partially what's keeping the culture alive. Okay, I haven't read the last part myself yet, so let's read this. For example, the unspoken rule of lining up to buy something could end up disappearing in such a world. Okay, first of all, fuck you. I haven't read this part yet. British people love lining up for shit. Lining up is not a Japanese thing. This is ridiculous. I actually kind of want to go through this on my Twitter and just read, like, really dissect this. I'm not trying to criticize any specific country. I bet she's criticizing China. I bet you. But I wonder, if I say that Japan's tax money should go first to the people who actually pay taxes, of course including foreign residents who pay, okay, to disaster hit areas in Japan and to the students supporting Japan right now, will that be called xenophobic? Japan's tax money doesn't go towards foreigners. Like, I don't understand. Like, this part, I don't understand. Maybe they're spending money on advertising tourism, but then that money goes straight back into the economy. Tenfold. If Japan falls apart internally, we won't even be able to offer a proper omotenashi. Sure, the slush fund scandals are worse and more serious, but still, yeah, those are worse and more serious. I wanted to say, if you have the right to vote from age 18, please take a moment to reconsider how important that right is. Political statements really are difficult to make. Jesus Christ. So it's like, who are you saying to vote for? Because this whole thing sounds very xenophobic. We are ants, love lines, and our queen. Yeah, exactly. Lekio said lining up is a Finnish thing too. Yeah, it's like, did she think that Japanese people are the only... Oh my god, that's why I fucking hate. It's like Japanese exceptionalism. Like, we are the only ones that take off our shoes before entering a building. We are the only ones that line up. It's like, no, you're not. These are very common things. Benny said, I think Japan should just explore even more pop culture. It is their most successful product. Oh my god, this is such a good point actually, because I had a lot of overseas fans of like J idols speak to me a lot and like try to get me to ship stuff, because if you're overseas and you're a fan of idol stuff, it's almost impossible to get it. Like, I'm not sure if this is now, but I know for like this is like 5 years ago. And idol companies specifically would try to stop foreign, like overseas fans from getting the goods and make it very, very hard for if you're an overseas fan to purchasing stuff like this. And do you want money or not? Like, and working with Japanese fashion, I work with a lot of indie brands, and those indie brands, I'm like, oh, a lot of people are asking, like, they want to buy this stuff, how can we like send it overseas? And then like, oh, selling overseas is scary, like what if the foreigner gets angry, like blah blah blah, so then they wouldn't end up. So it's like, then people wonder why K-pop is so popular. It's because K-pop really does fucking market to overseas fans, and it works. Like, there's a lot of stuff in Japan that they could market overseas, and it's not even about tourism. Like, it's just stuff that they could just sell and ship overseas. Gimme Coffee said, I've been in several countries in the last years, and I feel like the anti-foreigner sentiment has been intensifying everywhere. For sure, like, her sentiment that she has said in these messages in her blog is very common. It's very common. It's not like... some things that she said are like the exceptionalism. I think that is something that is more common in Japan, like the Japanese exceptionalism. But the other thing she said is like, you can find these people in everywhere. There's tons of people in England and America and all over that are like, yes, foreigners are coming here and all my tax money is going towards these foreigners, and that's not at all how that's working. And their main gripes with society and things that is like, it's the government doing these things, like, not foreigners. Like, foreigners have nothing to do with it. It's your fucking government. And this is a very commonly held belief. Joshi said, it was frustrating because I really want to pay tax here in Japan, but getting a damn visa is so hard. So I might as well just be here as a tourist. That's so true. Please block this troll, toil, and trouble. Oh, everyone always tells me to block them. That's funny. I heard Yumichi become a vampire. Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Block Finland. Oh my god, there's beef going on in the chat. This is great. Toil, I love you, babes, but you need to calm down. You're stressing people out. Lining up for something is such a common thing to do. It's literally taught in pre-K and kindergarten. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the exceptionalism. A local store apparently resurrected selling this kind of merch. The government literally had to pass a bill protecting workers from customers. Japanese customers. Oh yeah, fucking hell. Japanese customers are the worst. Bloody fucking hell. if you ever been to a convenience store in Japan and there's like a line, right? There's always an elderly man, without fail. This happens, I see this at least once a week. The elderly guy will walk past everyone. He'll go to the front of the queue and he's like, tobacco! Tobacco! And the staff's like, sure, okay. And they'll just like serve the guy, whatever. But this happens like a lot. So yeah, wait, that was the entire blog that she wrote, I think. But yeah, like, comparing us to like an invasive species, that's pretty wild, not gonna lie. It just made me really sad, because like, she voiced one of my favorite characters ever that I cosplay quite a lot. And it's just like, I don't know, very, like, it's just a boomer mindset. So you can't be too upset about it, because it's the kind of mindset that, like, a lot of older people have. And I guess she's in her 60s. I'm assuming, I don't know how old she is. But yeah, it's like, again, like, all her points is like, if she had just Googled, before she wrote a fucking blog post, if she just Googled a little bit and she would have been like, oh, it seems like the Japanese government is putting a lot of regulations on rice farmers, so maybe that's why we can't produce enough rice. Just like a simple Google would have sufficed. These people don't even research a little bit. She's literally a boomer, safe to assume. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Hi, YouTube. We are talking about the rice economy and the rice shortage. No, cigarettes are called tobacco here, yeah. It sounds like she's talking about wild animals, because what do you mean invasive species? Yeah, it's like, that fucking rhetoric is really dangerous. And that's the thing, is like, if a person had said that in English, people would be like, oh my god, this person is a Nazi. But because they're Japanese, people are like, oh, they didn't mean it like that. They just, like how Japanese people are. It's like, okay, no, I don't think we should let this one slide, guys. I don't know, this one's pretty fucked. How did you get into politics? I've always been kind of scared of it. I don't know why, like how, honestly, because I'll be the first to admit, like, there's so much about politics I don't get, but like, I think that everyone should be mildly interested in it, and like, right now it's hard to not be into politics, and I think that everyone deserves an opinion. Like, I'm not the most well-read or knowledgeable person about politics, but I can still say, like, what's happening in Gaza is wrong, what's happening here is wrong, blah 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 blah, maybe we should have this, maybe we should have that. Like, I think that, like, politics are for everyone. They're not just for, like, people who know fucking everything. Like, not everyone has all day to be on the news and, like, researching about policy change, but everyone has the right to a vote, and everyone has the right to talk about things that they believe affect society. And I think that, like, the regular working class people's voice is the most important, and we're often made to feel like it's not, but everyone deserves an opinion when it comes to politics. Oh, I thought people would just name the random cigarettes they wanted to buy. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, but they don't do that. Wasn't there something with Japan and World War One? There was something with Japan and World War Two, babes. They were a fucking Axis power. People forget about that sometimes. The world is screwed, so it's easy to be into politics. Yeah. Too many people don't pay attention until it affects them. Like, politics affects everyone. Because I did tweet about this, and I was not debating with this guy, but let me find it. Oh yeah, this guy commented, he's like, yeah, well, this is what they voted for. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like trying to say, like, well, this is Japanese people's fault because they voted for this. I'm like, no one voted for rice regulations. I'm like, here's the thing. I hate how the blame always comes down to, like, the individual. Like, well, this is Tanaka-san's fault because he voted. It was like, the average person doesn't know policies about rice. These policies have been around probably like 60 years anyway. So like no one voted on this. No one had a voice in this. There is fucking one political party. What do you mean that's what people voted for? People don't... There's no such thing as democracy in probably every country, but definitely not in this country. Watch me get demonetized right there. So yeah, that's the annoying thing. Like, I feel like we can't put too much blame on the individual because, again, like, most people don't know about this because the government doesn't probably want people to know. I mean, World War II. Yeah, I don't think they were in World War I, babes. Before I moved to the current apartment, I had to research if my town was affiliated with the FDA. Oh my god. So I got into politics. Oh, AFT. Aren't they the ones that, like, Elon Musk, he gave a speech at one of their rallies? I think it's that one. Darby said they have a 36% voter turnout rate here. Yeah, and they're all old people. And honestly, though, do you blame people for not voting if you have a one political party? Pretty much. Like, honestly, I don't... It's not Tanaka-san, it's always Mr. Miller that gets the blame. There it is. I blame MacArthur. They don't want us to know for real, for real. Yeah, like, the average person in here don't know that, like, about these rice policies. Like, no one knows. There's just a shortage of rice. So people are like, oh, it must be the foreigners. I said this in Discord, right? Here's the thing. When they're like, the foreigners are eating all the fucking rice, it's like, no. If they had said, the foreigners are eating all the fucking bread, potatoes, and meat, I'd be like, fair, okay, I do eat a lot of fried chicken. If there was like a chicken karaage shortage, that could be because of foreigners. But rice? Come on guys, fucking rice. Japan wasn't World War One, but there was mainly host invading German, East Asia, and diplomacy with China. That was not concerning. No, not at all. Oh wait, yeah, no, I think I remember. My grandmother has a lot to say about those Bochan loser older men. Oh my god, that's so funny. Your grandma's so based, by the way. She's always has a lot of really based stuff. Japan's elderly don't spend much money either. They are sitting on a huge amount of money. Oh my god, that's the annoying thing. Because I teach the elderly, and they have so much money. It's disgusting. And like the only thing they fucking buy is beer, and they go like omiyage. They buy like a lot of expensive cakes for all their little friends and stuff. None of this money is truly going back into the economy. They all have a lot. They all have like 20 savings accounts where they squirrel away all their money. And being cut out of the Paris peace talks led directly to their actions in World War II. Damn! That's interesting to know, actually. Gimme Coffee said dyslexia party. So yeah, I don't know, man. The whole post from her was just disappointing, but not like shocking. It's like, oh yeah, of course, yeah. A lot of people have those kinds of sentiments. But like, the fact that so many people are speaking up about it is like, the economy is fucked. The thing is like, if they're like, yeah, the economy's fucked, let's get rid of all the tourists. It's like, you do understand that if you get rid of all tourists, it's just going to be, like, there's going to be less money in the country. A lot more restaurants and shops are just going to close down. Like, that's all that's going to do. So, like, I personally am not enjoying this over-tourism either, but, like, Japan needs to do something. Like, I don't know. Like, why is the yen so fucking weak? There's also the working class old people who are still employed at like 75 or 80 plus. There are like people who are employed at like 70 and 80 and they're like maybe need the money, and that's sad. They should, like, that should not be happening. Then there's old fuckers who still work their job just because they're bored. And I've worked with people like this, and because they're working so long, their salary is insane because you get a raise every year if you're like a company worker. So they earn like fucking 800,000 yen per month, and they'll do fuck all at work because they don't know how to use a computer. It's very hard to fire people in Japan. So these old fuckers just like, they're taking someone else's job and they're earning so much money and they do nothing. So this is another problem I have with these people, and I've worked with a few of those. Do I not remember the travel ban times? So many business closed. Oh, that's so true. The pandemic was rough. Darby said, my mother-in-law started working again this year. Does she need to work? Because that's really sad if she does. A lot of old people working at the konbini recently. I think as well, the konbini workers are normally three kinds of people. 1, very fucking old people. 2, guys who are in visual K bands. There's a lot of guys with like blue hair. 3, Nepalese people. That's the only 3 kinds of people you find, and they all work together. So I'm always like, when I see a foreigner working in a convenience store, I'm just like, wow, that looks hard. Good job. She says she does. Oh, that's kind of sad. Why does she have to work? That sucks, man. But yeah, so that's the well, I wanted to. I feel much better now that I've angrily ranted about it. It's just so annoying that like every fucking country is full of these people that it's like, oh, everyone in my country is really nice. It's everyone else is bad. It's all the foreigners are bad. If we kick out all the foreigners, everything will get much better. It's like, no, that's not at all what's happening. It's your own government, and because people are too busy pointing fingers at foreigners or like any other scapegoat minority group, the government gets off scot-free. The government, they love this because they don't have to take any blame. They're like, okay, maybe it was the foreigners. You can't enter an elderly care facility in good health without a ton of money. Oh, that's true, actually. I don't really see that many like old people's homes, like elderly care facilities. I guess they must be pretty pricey. That's what Japan needs to do, like subsidize that, like Jesus Christ. There's all these old people, like where are they putting them? Because like where I live is exclusively the elderly. Like I told you, my neighbors are all like at least 90. So well, I always wonder, like, why aren't these people in homes? Like, they're far too old to be living by themselves. And they live by themselves in, like, these giant houses. So, Jesus Christ. But, for now, I'm happy because I have a new job. So, that's good. That's good for me. I can work remotely, so that's good. That's the only good piece of news this week. I'm glad now I'll be staying at home and I can print stuff. I'm so excited to print more shit. I have no filament right now, 0. I put some filament in my Amazon wish list. If anyone buys me any filament from my wish list, I think it's like 2,000 yen, I will print you something stupid like this. But yeah. Just wild, honestly. And I know that people's like this anti-foreigner sentiment is going to keep ramping up more and more, and that's what scares me, actually, that it's only going to get worse from here. That's why I don't like people like her blogging this kind of shit, because like people are like, oh yeah, actually yeah, if we like the foreigners are trying to take out anime. Isa said, oh yeah, let's print the dumbest shit. For sure, I'm gonna print like so dumb shit. Japan animation says, but my voice is still fucked. I met a native English speaking guy working at a family mart today. He said he chose that over teaching English and asked if it's actually exhausting and depressing, which is just the pep talk I needed. That's good. Honestly, because like I've just reached my limit for teaching. I think I need to take a break. It's like it's doing stuff to my body. I am constantly sick, and every time I get like a big sickness, like I have bronchitis, and I thought I was gonna die, like straight up. Like I had bronchitis. I think it was last year I had bronchitis where I couldn't see, like I went blind, like temporarily for like half a day. Like I'm getting working in schools is just because of my weak lungs, it's slowly killing me. I'm so glad that I managed to get out because Jesus Christ, it's not a bad job at all. Like I really do enjoy teaching, but if you teach the same people every day for like 2 years, it does something to you mentally. Because like Jesus Christ. Darby, arigato. Please do more impressions like that because that was adorable. What impression? Did I do an impression? I didn't even notice. Georgia's dead, and also Darby, you're the best. Including all travel and accommodation and other spending, I've probably contributed close to 1 billion yen of external money to the Japanese economy from my trip here, but you'll never hear them say that. Yeah, like, we need tourists because who's spending money? Not me. I want to go shopping. Like, I remember the last time I went shopping, and no one I know who works in Japan, no one goes shopping anymore. No one's like, yeah, let's go to like 109 and like blow our money. It's not like 10 years ago. Like, no one does that anymore. However, a lot of people that I know from overseas come here and they're like post their pictures of like their hauls from 109 and La Frey, and they buy tons of shit, and I'm like, wow, must be nice to be paid in fucking euros. God damn it. It was cute. You guys funny. I don't even know which one it is. What impression I did even. I'm cleaning homes at the moment instead of other better jobs. I need a break from speaking with clients and coworkers. Yeah, honestly, sometimes you just need like you need a refresh. I worked in a school for 6 years, and I didn't mind that so much, but particularly if you're like me, you have ADHD, you do need like a little refresh now and then. Particularly seeing the same coworkers and same people every day for years really tires me out. I just said I don't like whole culture. Me too. I really don't like it. A big problem with tourism, I think, for me, over tourism, is overconsumption. Like, I'm in this group, like a tourism group, where people post things, like, they just post about, like, their trip to Japan, and it's just people posting, like, their whole hotel bed is just covered in fucking Hello Kitty plushies, and, like, key rings, and, like, Pocky, and, like, stuff like that, and it's like, I don't know, like, you're not gonna use or eat all of that shit. It's just a waste. Everything is so expensive in Euroland. That's so funny. People from overseas drop 3,000 yen on a single meal and then go, wow, so cheap. That's so true. Oh my god, I love when people are like, oh, it's so cheap here. And it's like, definitely not. Did I take advantage of the weekend, or did the weekend take advantage of me? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, tourists are coming here and they're getting taken advantage of because they're buying tons of shit from Don Quixote that they're never going to use. If you're into culture stuff, then you are kind of into politics in a way. But it's good to be political aware of what happened. Okay, my throat is at its limit. I wanted to talk so much more. I'm so sorry, guys. But I gotta call it a night. We'll do a longer, more chatty stream soon. I'll talk a little bit more about my job and the economy, as always, because there's a lot of stuff that happened in the news. Like in America, there's like the protests, and a lot of funny shit happened when Hassan went to see them. And also Greta Thunberg was just kidnapped by Israel. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. The makeup holes, that stuff does expire. Hot Dr. Pepper and lemon. Hot Dr. Pepper? I've never considered that. Does that work? Thank you, Nathan. thank you guys. I was so sorry I wanted to chat a little bit later, but I'm straight up dying. Thanks for coming to my stream, guys. Had a really nice time. Thank you, Darby. You're the best. Thank you everyone who donated and everyone who came to see me. And you'll see me complain about the economy very soon. And yeah, have a good sleep. Ayasumi.